What's good, everyone? This your main correspondent, Alan Taylor, and I'm back in the broadcast room. So now this is where we at. Apparently, they've arrested 3 people behind this brawl that happened in Cincinnati. So, we're gonna go here now and we're gonna check this out. You know what I'm saying? Because it's time for some justice. It's time to see what's going on. We need answers of the reason why these individuals were involved in this, type of situation, stuff like that. Let's do this. Quarters, nickels, and dimes, people.
Meanwhile, you got this. A third person's been arrested in connection with that violent brawl at 3 o'clock in the morning, late Friday night, early Saturday morning in Cincinnati. The video is graphic. The street fight caught national attention when videos of the incident went viral. With even the White House weighing in on it. 3 suspects are being charged with felony assault and aggravated riot. CB Cotton's got the follow-up. She's live in New York City, and some of this has history for those involved. And CB, good morning to you.
Bill, good morning. We've learned the FBI has now opened an investigation into that vicious brawl, as 3 out of the 5 suspects who've been arrested so far are expected to be arraigned this morning. The 2 men and 1 woman are now all facing charges of felony assault and aggravated riot. The suspect in the middle of your screen, Montanez Merriweather, was indicted earlier this month on other felony charges. According to Cincinnati's police chief.
Oh, so he just out there collecting felonies.
So what the French told you there to think about?
That's what he doing. Oh, he just out there collecting felonies like it's candy at the damn store out here. Okay, then, dude. All right, then. Here you go. Here you go.
Which sounded off on the court system, saying Merriweather only had to pay $400 to post bail and walk out of jail on those previous charges. In the horrific video, you can see a white man being repeatedly punched and kicked by a group of black men and women in downtown Cincinnati on Saturday at around 3 a.m. Then you see a woman get knocked out cold with blood on her face, and bystanders are just recording on their phones instead of stepping in. Cincinnati's police chief, Teresa Fiji, said only 1 person called 911 in a crowd of 100 or so people. But police haven't said what led to the fight, and the outrage continues to grow as people demand to know why the brutal attack even took place. U.S. Republican Senator John Husted from Ohio said he talked with 3 of the victims.
I called all 3 of them. There may have been more in conversations with them. They didn't understand why. I know maybe more facts will come out in this situation, but this is the point that's true. This is happening in America across our cities like it did in Cincinnati. It's not tolerable.
So the police chief said at a public safety meeting last night that she will not tolerate lawlessness on the streets of Cincinnati.
Okay, all right. Thanks, CB. We're going to continue to watch that and see what we get. Thank you.
All right, so you know what I'm saying, we're going to move on to the next segment here and you know what I'm saying, get it from a different angle. This is crazy right here, and I'm glad that law enforcement is truly getting involved. I hate the fact that for the festival that they didn't have law enforcement already on scene. I don't understand that when you have a festival and stuff like that, and you know that you're going to have a large group of people, gathering technically in one spot, you would think that they would have proper law enforcement and security measures, and also ambulance and fire department, things like that on hand to a degree. So let's go here now. Let's check this one out.
A judge this morning charged in the downtown attack that went viral online.
And Cincinnati police say at least 5 people facing charges after that beatdown early Saturday morning. And now the FBI confirming it is coordinating with local police on this case. WLWT News 5's Rachel Whalen live now breaking down what happened in court today. Hi, Rachel.
Hey guys, that's right. Cincinnati police say they are still investigating this case, and we just confirmed that the FBI is helping them out on it. Still, as we wait for more evidence to unfold, we are learning new details today about the fight from both sides.
Jermaine Matthews, Dekyra Vernon, and Montanez Merriweather are charged with felonious assault and aggravated riot for the viral brawl that broke out near West 4th and Elm on Saturday. Matthews was given a...
Now, hold on. Do you see the look on these people's faces? Hold on. Do you see the look on their face? No care at all. No care at all. And these are the images that, outside the black community, people see all the time.
So what the fuck
This is it right here.
think about?
This is the black fatigue. This is all this new age stuff. You know what I'm saying? Black people catching, you know what I'm saying, the slack that we're catching because we can't get these types of bats under control in our community. We need to put restraints on these types of bats. These types of bats need to be locked down in our community. We need to put them on a pause around here. I mean, seriously. Look at this right here. No remorse for the situation. They're sitting there looking like bats out of hell. And this is the image that, you know, is steadily being promoted with for the black culture, technically, and here in America. This is crazy. Knowing that all black people do not roll with this type of stupidity.
Vernon and Montana's Meriwether are charged with felonious assault and aggravated riot for the viral brawl that broke out near West 4th and Elm on Saturday. Matthews was given a $100,000 bond after allegedly knocking a victim to the ground and hitting another person. His attorneys say it all started after the alleged victim kicked his car.
He confronts the guy and said, "What are you doing?" That's when, and this clip does exist on social media, it doesn't paint the whole picture. This white individual reaches over, says, "That's your car," and slaps my client in the face.
He absolutely does, 100%. And we are looking into that.
Cincinnati Vernon is accused of hitting a woman during the incident. Her bond was set at $200,000.
She had nothing to do with any of the arguments that led up to it. From what we can see, she just interjected herself into a brawl in the street.
The highest bond set at $500,000 was for Montana's Meriwether. Prosecutors say he was the catalyst in what they call a coordinated attack. Detectives say he's seen on video whispering to a co-defendant just before the violence began.
We very remorseful, you know, on both sides. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they was right or the other ones was right.
Meriwether's family says they're sympathetic to those who were hurt, but believe there's more to the story than what's been seen on social.
Okay, so was that his mother speaking or something like that? Hold on here, because I'm not getting this. Who is speaking?
He was the catalyst in what they call a coordinated attack. Detectives say he's seen on video whispering to a co-defendant just before the violence began.
We very remorseful, you know, on both sides. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying they was right or the other ones was right.
Meriwether's family says they're sympathetic to those who were hurt. But
okay, well, at the end of the day, though, we don't want to hear from the family on his behalf. We need to hear it out his mouth. Need to hear it out his mouth, the other dude's mouth, and that chick's mouth. We need to hear them say that. Let's not inject the family into the situation. Well, the family's sympathetic for the people that got beat up. We don't need to hear y'all. That ain't y'all place. That's not the family's place. We need to hear from the people that were actually involved in the criminal activity that went down that night in Cincinnati. So, you know what I'm saying? We need to hear from them.
Believe there's more to the story than what's been seen on social media.
But I want to put it out there, and he's not a racist. He have a biracial child.
They also question why this fight, out of so many others, went viral.
My thing is, if it was an African-American woman who got knocked out,
wouldn't have been pulled this.
We wouldn't have been going through all of this.
Oh, Lord.
And like we said, Cincinnati police say an investigation is still ongoing, which means more arrests could be made. Of course, we will keep you updated. I'm reporting outside the Justice Center. Rachel Whalen, WLWT News 5.
All right, so this is where we at right here. But see, this is the thing with me in this whole scenario here. You had a whole group, regardless of how I start, regardless of how it went down, what ended up being was a large amount of black people looking like they're jumping on white people. And of course, the vice versa, it would have been a whole shit show just as well. So, the thing of this is like I said previously here, nobody wants to hear from the family on the behalf of these individuals. They need to speak for themselves about the remorse that they supposed to have or should have. And if they don't, they just don't have it. Let's just keep this real too, because this is where it's at. You know, if they technically don't have remorse for what they did, then they just don't have it. And we can't make people have remorse and things like that. But my issue is that it shouldn't have took that many people, you know, to, you know, get into a fight like that. That was, they did technically jump on these people collectively. This wasn't a one-on-one fight. This wasn't, you know what I'm saying, one of the dudes fighting the white dude and one of the chicks fighting the white girl. You know, they're like, no, this is, they ganged up on, you know, they ganged up on them. Sorry, but that's not a fair fight at all. When you gang up on somebody, you one person, you got one person here, and it's 5, 6, 7 of y'all. That's it just don't work that way. And then you can't justify that because there's just too many people. Seriously, that's just too many people jumping on one person. But it is what it is, though. Shout out to all my subscribers. Man, love to y'all. If you're new to the channel, please hit that like, share, subscribe button. Make sure you ring that bell to be notified whenever I decide to post things. And like I always say,
and that, my friends, is the bottom line.
That, my friends, is the bottom line.